As October approaches, the U.S. braces for a surge in storm activity, a phenomenon that marks the transition from the warm, lazy days of summer to the brisk, unpredictable weather of fall. This period is known for its dramatic shifts in temperature and atmospheric conditions, often catching people off guard. Marking the start of the fall severe weather season, these storms can bring everything from heavy rain and strong winds to hail and even tornadoes. The beauty of autumn leaves swirling in the wind contrasts sharply with the potential danger lurking in the skies. A slow-moving low-pressure system is the main player, journeying from the Texas Panhandle towards the Ohio River Valley. This system acts like a conveyor belt, transporting moisture and energy across vast distances, setting the stage for a series of weather events that can impact millions. This system gathers moisture and energy, setting the stage for severe thunderstorms. As the clouds build and the atmosphere becomes increasingly unstable, the potential for severe weather grows, making it crucial for residents to stay informed and prepared. The clash between lingering summer warmth and cooler Canadian air fuels these storms. This dramatic temperature difference creates the perfect conditions for powerful weather systems as the warm air rises and the cold air sinks, leading to the formation of thunderstorms. Millions from Kansas to Kentucky must stay alert, as this prolonged event demands respect for nature's power. The impact of these storms can be widespread, affecting everything from daily commutes to agricultural activities and even causing power outages and property damage. Understanding these systems is crucial for safety. They are part of a predictable atmospheric dance. Meteorologists use advanced technology and models to track these systems, providing vital information that helps communities prepare and respond effectively. The system's cold front lifts warm, moist air, triggering thunderstorms. This process is a key component of storm development, as the rising warm air cools and condenses, forming the towering cumulonimbus clouds that are often associated with severe weather. Our focus is on tracking this system's path and ensuring everyone has the information needed to stay safe. By staying informed and heeding weather warnings, individuals and communities can take proactive steps to protect themselves and their property. Stay informed and prepared as we navigate this dynamic weather pattern. The autumn storms are a reminder of nature's power and the importance of being ready for whatever the season may bring. The severe weather week kicked off with a complex and dynamic setup on Monday, September 22nd, as meteorologists across the country closely monitored evolving atmospheric conditions. The day began with a sense of unease, as weather models hinted at the potential for widespread storms and hazardous weather stretching across a large portion of the United States. Forecasters identified 3 distinct zones of concern, each with its own unique risks and challenges for residents and emergency responders. The first area, stretching across Iowa, eastern Nebraska, and northwestern Missouri, was under particular scrutiny. Here, the combination of warm, moist air and a strong jet stream aloft created the perfect ingredients for severe thunderstorms to develop rapidly. A second zone covered much of Kansas and northern Oklahoma, where the flat plains provided little resistance to fast-moving storm systems. Residents in these areas are no strangers to volatile weather, but the forecast called for heightened awareness and preparation. Meanwhile, a third area of concern included parts of Ohio, Kentucky, and western West Virginia. Here, the threat was compounded by the region's rolling terrain, which can make it difficult to spot approaching storms and increases the risk of flash flooding. The primary threats across all 3 zones were damaging straight-line winds, large hailstones, and the possibility of a few isolated tornadoes. These hazards can strike with little warning, leaving little time to react. Winds exceeding 60 miles per hour had the potential to snap tree limbs, topple entire trees and bring down power lines, leading to widespread outages and dangerous travel conditions. Hail, some as large as quarters, threatened to dent vehicles, shatter windows, and devastate crops just before harvest, adding to the anxiety of farmers and homeowners alike. Even a small chance of tornadoes was taken seriously, as these violent storms can cause localized but significant damage in a matter of minutes, uprooting lives and property. Authorities urged everyone in the risk zones to have a safety plan in place, keep emergency kits ready, and ensure they had multiple reliable ways to receive weather warnings. Whether through smartphones, weather radios, or local news alerts, the greatest threat was expected during the late afternoon and evening hours, coinciding with peak commuting times when roads are busiest and visibility can quickly deteriorate in heavy rain or hail. Storms developed rapidly with the day's heat, then continued to intensify and move eastward after sunset, bringing lightning, thunder and heavy downpours well into the night. For meteorologists, it was a long and challenging day, one that underscored the importance of vigilance, preparation and timely communication during the unpredictable storms of autumn. By Tuesday, September 23rd, the severe weather threat shifted southward to southeastern Oklahoma, northeastern Texas, and Arkansas. Major cities like Dallas-Fort Worth and Little Rock were on high alert for damaging winds and large hail. The threat of isolated tornadoes remained, especially in unstable areas. Storms were expected to peak in the late afternoon and evening. By Wednesday, September 24th, the system spread east, affecting the Ohio River Valley and Dixie Alley. While the risk was more isolated, dangerous storms could still occur. Heavy rainfall became a concern as the system tapped into Gulf moisture, setting the stage for potential flooding. Residents were reminded not to let their guard down, as isolated storms can be just as dangerous. Beyond the threat of damaging winds and tornadoes, one of the most significant and far-reaching impacts of this storm system is the heavy rain it unleashes across the region. These downpours can be relentless, lasting for hours, and affecting both urban and rural communities alike. The sheer volume of water can quickly overwhelm local waterways and drainage systems, leading to widespread concerns. A deep plume of moisture streaming northward from the Gulf of Mexico is fueling these storms, allowing them to tap into a nearly endless supply of water vapor. As a result, thunderstorms are capable of producing not just brief showers, but prolonged, intense rainfall that can saturate the ground in a short period of time. Areas along and south of the Ohio River, including much of Kentucky and Tennessee, are especially at risk. Forecasts indicate that some locations could receive as much as 5 inches of rain, or even more in isolated spots. This much rain in such a short time can quickly lead to dangerous conditions on roads and in low-lying neighborhoods. While some regions have been desperate for rain to help ease ongoing drought conditions, the sudden arrival of heavy downpours can actually create new hazards. When rain falls too quickly, the parched ground often cannot absorb it fast enough, increasing the risk of flash flooding. Drought-stricken soil becomes hard and compacted, acting almost like concrete. Instead of soaking in, rainwater rushes across the surface, picking up speed and debris as it flows. This rapid runoff can overwhelm streams, rivers, and drainage ditches, turning them into dangerous torrents. Flash floods can develop in a matter of minutes, transforming dry creek beds and normally calm streams into raging rivers. These sudden surges of water can catch people off guard, especially those who are outdoors or living near waterways. That's why it's so important for residents to heed official warnings and remember the crucial advice: turn around, don't drown. Flooded roads can be deceptively deep and dangerous, even if they look passable. Never attempt to drive or walk through floodwaters. Just a few inches of swiftly moving water can knock a person off their feet, and a foot of water can sweep away most vehicles. The risks are simply not worth it. Stay alert for flood warnings on your phone, local news, or weather radio. If authorities recommend evacuation, have a plan in place and be ready to act quickly. Discuss your plan with family members ahead of time so everyone knows what to do. The intensity of these rainstorms can reduce visibility to near zero, making travel extremely hazardous. If you're caught outside, seek shelter immediately and avoid low-lying areas where water can collect rapidly. While the rain may bring some relief to drought-stricken fields, its potential for destruction cannot be underestimated. Emergency responders are often stretched thin during these events, so it's vital for everyone to do their part to stay safe. Stay informed, keep your emergency kit ready, and make sure you have multiple ways to receive weather updates. Preparation and caution are your best defenses against the dangers of heavy rain and flash floods. A distant typhoon near Asia can impact U.S. weather due to our interconnected atmosphere. This typhoon is recurving in the western Pacific, altering its path and injecting energy into the jet stream. This energy causes the jet stream to buckle, creating a wavier pattern. As the wave reaches North America, it allows colder air to plunge southward. This process often brings the first significant autumn cold. The typhoon's strength and path will determine the extent of this cold. The pattern change is expected in early to mid-October. This long-range forecasting shows how global events affect local weather. Our October temperatures may hinge on this distant storm's behavior. The recurving typhoon influences the early October forecast, pointing to a significant cooldown. The Climate Prediction Center forecasts below normal temperatures for the upper Midwest and Great Lakes. While forecasting is challenging, models suggest a strong push of cold air. The outcome depends on the typhoon's behavior and the jet stream's response. Regardless of the cold's intensity, significant precipitation is likely. The Midwest and Great Lakes should prepare for rain and potential flooding. Residents should ready warmer clothing as the pattern shifts. The atmosphere signals a major change. Autumn's crisp air is on the way. While the central U.S. faces storms, the Atlantic hurricane season remains active. Hurricane Gabrielle is no longer a threat, moving safely into the North Atlantic. Attention shifts to two tropical waves in the Atlantic. The first wave has a high chance of developing into a storm, potentially threatening Bermuda. The second wave, on a different track, could impact the Bahamas or the southeastern U.S. warm Atlantic waters, fuel these systems, increasing their potential for rapid intensification. Monitoring these waves is crucial as conditions are ripe for storm development. Residents along the east and Gulf coasts should stay vigilant. The tropics demand attention as hurricane season peaks. Preparedness is key to facing potential threats from these systems. The eastern Pacific is also active, though its storms typically pose less threat to the U.S. tropical storm. Narda is moving away from land, expected to strengthen into a hurricane. Its path takes it westward, posing no direct threat to Mexico or the U.S. Narda will create large waves and rough seas, but remains a distant concern. The eastern Pacific is expected to stay active, with conditions favoring more storm development. Most storms here follow a similar westward track away from land. Occasionally, a storm may bring moisture to the southwestern U.S. The immediate threat from this basin is low, but vigilance is necessary. The Pacific's activity reminds us that hurricane season is active in both oceans. As we face active weather, staying informed and prepared is crucial. In the central and southern U.S., severe thunderstorms are the primary threat. Ensure you have reliable weather alerts and know your shelter options. Heavy rain and flash flooding are major concerns in the Ohio and Tennessee valleys. Never underestimate floodwaters. Turn around if you encounter a flooded road. Looking ahead, a significant cooldown is expected in early October, especially in the Midwest. Monitor long-range forecasts as autumn weather shifts. The Atlantic remains the focus for tropical threats. Stay prepared for hurricanes. This season is about change. Weather can shift dramatically. Awareness and preparation are key to navigating autumn safely. Embrace the season's beauty while respecting its power.